Howdy y'all, this is Big Country with Big Country Survival. Rocking and rolling, fixing to hit some bumps, heading down old back road, you know, the usual. I got the dog in the truck. I got the dog in the truck, like I said, and so you may see or hear her. She might make an appearance. But so I'm going to talk a little bit about biblical preparedness. If y'all ain't into that sort of thing, I'm not telling you don't watch, but I'm letting you know ahead of time. I'm going to be talking about Scripture and how it relates to preparedness. And primarily the story of Noah, which, if y'all don't know the story of Noah, it starts in Genesis chapter 5. So you can start there. Y'all know Noah and the flood. So I'll give you the highlights. I'll give you the basics. This is a very, very paraphrased, layman's terms kind of version. So basically, Noah was an old man. Rain had never fallen upon the earth at this point. Water come up out of the ground. That was it. Water didn't fall from the sky. Right? And God said, well, this world is filled with so many wicked people. There was not one good. But Noah found favor in God. But God said that he was going to destroy his creation. Every living thing upon the earth. Boom. He was going to destroy it. Destroy it all. And but basically, God tells Noah, him and his wife and his 3 sons and their wives, they all need to get ready. Because he's going to make water fall from the sky, which, mind you, has never happened before. So that's a pretty big deal, right? At this point in human history, water had not fallen from the sky. So there's this big flood coming. God tells Noah, says, all right, so there's this big flood coming. I'm going to drown everybody. And you and your family are going to be safe because you need to build a boat. A real big boat, an ark. And he gives them the dimensions and all of that. And so Noah does it. Man, Noah was a doomsday prepper. Right? You think about it like that. You think about that. Noah was a doomsday prepper. He's the kind of people that are on National Geographic's, the National Geographic show. They're prepping and everybody makes fun of them, right? And I bet you that everybody was making fun of Noah. Everybody had to be making fun of Noah right then. Everyone that knew there's this crazy old fella. He's out there, the old crazy old Noah. He's out there and he talks to the voice in his head, and the voices in his head are telling him to build this big boat in the middle of his hayfield. And, that water is going to fall out of the sky. Oh, come on. Right? I bet you they were all laughing. They were all laughing until that first raindrop fell. They were like, okay, what is this? And, yeah. Then there was another, and another, and it kept going 40 days and 40 nights. So everyone who did not prepare drowned, right? You ought to be like Noah. It's time to prepare. And here's the thing that I turn this scripture, I turn this story, and then that of Joseph, which, if y'all don't know the story of Joseph, through a series of circumstances for the sake of the video, I'm not going to get into. He wound up in the employ of the Pharaoh of Egypt. He could interpret dreams. Pharaoh had these dreams, and basically what the dreams said as he interpreted, basically, you're going to have 7 really good years of harvest and 7 really bad years. 7 years of drought and famine. You know, there would be 7 years of feast and 7 years of famine. So, what does Joseph tell Pharaoh to do? He says, so you need to build grain storage buildings, like grain silos. And you need to put away as much extra grain, convert everything that you can to store grain. Every piece of land that you can use it. So they did. And then when the famine hit, people came from all around and sold every bit of gold they had just for a bite of food. And you know, when they then ran out of gold, they sold their lands. And when they didn't have any more lands to sell for food, they sold themselves for a loaf of bread. You know, they sold themselves for food. Now, these are 2 very extreme examples of why you should be preparing. You know, these are 2 biblical examples, and I hear from, you know, my brothers in the faith and sisters in the faith that don't worry, God will take care of us. Yeah, I believe that. That's the truth. God will work all things towards His good. You know, towards good, all things. You know, for those that are faithful to Him. This is true. But you know what? Noah still had to build the ark. Joseph still had to take the leap of faith and tell Pharaoh, and had to, I mean, they still had to store away grain for the lean times. You know, this is preparedness in the Bible. I mean, you know, anyone says, well, don't worry, God will take care of us. And well, yeah, but, you know, you still have, you know, you still gotta work for it. You still gotta provide for your family. I mean, we haven't gone away from the roadkill skunk. The dog is very interested. She about got sprayed the other day. Nope. Goofball. Couple of guineas running about. I wonder whose. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Just because you're a Christian doesn't mean you shouldn't be a prepper. Just because you're a prepper doesn't mean you have a lack of faith in God. Right? And you don't have to be a Christian that believes in a post-tribulation rapture. You don't have to, I believe in the rapture. And that's getting a little deep for this channel religiously, but I still prepare. Because who's to say that we're not going to have some real bad times before that happens, right? And I've got to take care of me and mine. I've got to take care of my family and those around me. My family, my loved ones. I got to look after them. All right. Till next time, this is Big Country with Big Country Survival. I'm signing out. God bless.